Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. For those of you guys that are new here, welcome, and for those of you guys that are returning, welcome back. We are going to be taking a look at three choices for your pick a card, okay? We are looking at the Phoenix energy, what is rising within you, what is being burnt away, so ashes to your ascension energy, all right? So first card is for pile 1, this beautiful card here. Pile 2. And pile 3. All right, take a moment to tune in to the image that you are most drawn to, and I will see you back at your pick a card. Welcome, pile 1, to your channel reading. As the phoenix within you rises and how you're transforming. Do you know how amazingly beautiful you are, pile 1? How much you give. I think that you're aware of that. I think that you're actually aware of your gift of empathy, of energy healing, of having compassion, having love, having grace. But I don't feel like that was always what you were met with. I feel like you were always met with a depletion of energetic exchanges. I feel like that has left you depleted, unsatiated, unfulfilled. And I feel like you have become accustomed to kind of putting yourself last. And I feel like this could be around family, friends, situations involving your relationships in life and your relationship with yourself. But you carry all of this wisdom within you. You get messages within your body. You know, your body lights up, it heats up, it gets cold. Your hair stand up, right? There's something where you have learned to tune into your nervous system and listen. You've listened to more of your emotions, and you've recently started honoring them. And it's a transition for you to learn how to be in the flow, to let go, to surrender, to allow things to fall away, to allow the new you to arise. You're a little bit harder. There's a hardness exterior about you where there's a place where I feel like felt like you were once soft. But I just feel like you're learning to create boundaries. You're learning to understand your worth. There's sadness that's within you, pile 1. And it's like you don't recognize your beauty, your grace, your flow, how you have mastered your emotions, the higher self energy that you're connected to. You're being activated right now. Your solar plexus chakra is being activated. The core of who you are. A lot of you have gone through a lot of inner child healing, dealing around ego death, shadow work, lack of worthiness, feeling unloved in some way. And you've learned how to pour into yourself. You're learning how to give more of yourself and create boundaries with your emotions. So you may hide more of your feelings. You may still hold with love and grace to people like, okay, I love you, but I don't have to rock with you right now. I don't have to be around you. I can love you from afar. And people do that, right? And so you have this energy of where there's a completion of cycle that's coming to an end right now. What's falling away is your overgiving nature, your controlling nature, right? Some of you guys may have tried to control relationships in general, right? Having attachments to them, and it bothers you, right? Because people don't show up for you. And then it makes you feel a certain way. It hits your ego, it hits your inner child journey because they're not showing up for you the same way. One of the things I've learned in my inner child is that there's been not many people there. People have said that that's maybe a messed up way of looking at it. But I've just learned to accept that I'm on my own. I've been on my own for a very, very long time. So the expectations that I had for people to show up or be there, that's just a waste of time and energy. I got to show up for me. And I have been showing up for me, right? So, but my expectations have left me very disappointed and very unsatiated and very in lack energy, right? So I've had to, for me, learn how to switch that. I'm not saying that that's the right way, but there's an energy of switching the way the mind sees the way that these triggers are happening, or the way that people is releasing releasing control, releasing the attachment of how people show up, and just knowing that you've got yourself, right? The divine has you. This is also divine love flowing into you from your crown down. You've mastered your emotions. And, I wouldn't be surprised if you are, you use your words of healing in some way. Okay. You're a natural healer. All right. You've been giving away a lot of your energy to the relationships, right? They've been leaving you unfulfilled. And feeling very alone, pile one, right? It's like, you know what? I don't want your cup of love anymore. I don't want whatever you have to offer. I've been empty long enough. I've been carrying the burdens. I'm done. I'm tired. It's time for me to rest, right? All of these relationships that you may have had, collaborations, businesses, friendships, situations, right? They have left you in a sense of lack, of feeling unworthy. And it's like, you spent time either alone transforming, going into solitude, really healing, working on that, right? And you're standing in your inner light, right? Understanding that you are worthy. You are worth it all, right? Your spirit team wants you to know you're worth it all, my love, right? And so you are now learning to move away from that, okay? Like the transition that you're moving into is into grace, right? You may have been chaotic, maybe chaotic emotionally. And here you are as the mentor, right? Passing on the wisdom and refining a student's character, right? And here you are sitting here, okay, as the Emperor, right? You may work with sacred geometry, okay? But these represent, the elements, all right? All of the elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And surrendering your pendulum, right? The pendulum is hanging very loosely here, right? Okay, sacred geometry is astral traveling. You may be an astral traveler, you may meditate, but you're in this meditative state of surrendering. The Emperor takes disciplinary action, right? On my goals, on my dreams, surrenders on how it's going to happen, right? But disciplined in it. So things may have been a little bit chaotic, things may have been a little wonky, but you're standing more in this energy. So this is like masculine energy and feminine energy, learning to be graceful, learning to flow, learning to surrender, right? Knowing that you still have to take action, but you're knowing when to sit still. You're into your intuition, okay? Archangel Metatron. And look at that. Archangel Metatron deals with sacred geometry, okay? Deals with sacred geometry. That's what Archangel Metatron does. When you astral travel, I call it Archangel Metatron. Show me a symbol. Show me a sacred geometry I'm supposed to be stepping on, right? And he will present it. It's really cool. If you meditate, try it, and see when you look down or up or whatever, see what symbol you are working with, sacred geometry. See how fast you get to your destination. You get to your destination very fast, very clearly. When, to me, you're sitting on a sacred geometry symbol and there's a portal that is directing you there, is linking you there, and especially when you're calling on extra support, okay? But look at that, Archangel Metatron. So contemplative, right? That spirit energy, okay? Your third eye chakra being activated, clarity coming in, intuition, right? Again, knowing when to take action, knowing when to rest, right? Knowing when to pull your energy back, okay? So you're balancing your inner masculine, your inner feminine energy. You're meant to teach your knowledge, your wisdom. You have a teacher here, okay? The emperor is the teacher, it's the parent. It guides. It's also a guide here, you guys, all right? Become aware. Listen to the wisdom of the body, right? And so you're listening, that nervous system that I was talking about earlier, right? You are listening to the wisdom of your body. You're listening to what it's saying to you, right? You're reading the room, you know? You're removing yourself. And this is what's being reborn, okay? You know, taking action, right? The high priestess, right? The wisdom, intuition, ancient knowledge, astral traveling, you know? She holds the key. And she holds her resources well, okay? She doesn't give away. She doesn't give her secrets away. And then the Six of Pentacles, reciprocal relationships, right? Okay? And the yin and yang, balancing the masculine and feminine energy on top of the crown. Look at that, right? So you're balancing your inner feminine, your inner masculine energy, your emotional body, okay? Your physical body, your spiritual body, and your mental body, right? And so you're having this beautiful rebirthing energy because you're moving away from relationships that are burdensome. You've been giving away a lot of your energy and it's been leaving you unfulfilled. And here you are, you've learned how to withhold your energy, how to honor yourself, okay? How to give your cup of love, right? Using your intuition, all right? Trusting in your intuition, knowing when to take action, knowing when to pull yourself back, right? Clear, concise action on your goals and your dreams, clarity, and relationships that are balanced, okay? Relationships that are reciprocal. That's important because that's the energies that you haven't been in. You have not been in reciprocating relationships. You've been in unfulfilled ones. And you're meant to teach in some way. You're meant to be the teacher. You're meant to give away your knowledge as well, okay? So, you know, the high priestess, if you know about meditation, also traveling, right? Maybe you're supposed to help others, right? Maybe you're supposed to be creating something right now. Maybe you're getting your downloads. This could be a rest period that you're in. There's not a lot of movement of action here, right? There is, but there's not a lot of movement here. There's a lot of stillness, okay? There's a lot of being in this moment and trusting where spirit is guiding you, trusting where you're going, okay? Having faith, right? All right, you're the high priestess. It's like you've already gotten the download. You already know, okay? All right, let's go ahead and rebirth, okay? Look at that, right in the heart center. Look at that beautiful energy. I probably gotta cover this, right? Okay, all those little paw prints all over you. You know, even though those could be tattoos, I don't know. But right now I feel like those are just like little paw prints, people's hands, people's, you know, energy signatures. And it's like you're being broken open, all right? Heartbreak, your emotions could be, again, chaotic, right? And kind of emotion and what? A mess. But you're going to master that. You're learning how to master that, right? And taking disciplinary action, okay? You may have tattoos on your body, all right? On your hips, thighs, lower body, lower extremities, hands, all right? You may be really into symbols and shapes or different things like that, okay? But the way your mind is being cracked open, the way that your throat chakra is being cracked open, the way your heart has broken, you're tired of these burdensome relationships, right? You're tired of these relationships that are leaving you completely exhausted and depleted. Like you have nothing left to give, okay? There's nothing left in you to give to others, all right? So you're turning that and you're placing that upon you. You're turning that and you're placing that, right? Divine love, higher self-love, that inner connection with you, right? The higher self, the all-seeing eye, your eyes are open, okay? And you're balancing that emotion, the master chalices. For some, these could be important relationships that you are releasing, all right? you know, parental, familial, long-term children, right? But you are releasing these relationships. You're allowing spirit to come in and allow the releasing of these relationships, and also the relationship you have with yourself, okay? How you speak to yourself, how you're honoring yourself. You got ride the wave, all right? You got the dolphin energy, okay? And so you're riding above, like you're on the dolphin. The dolphin's about fun. It's ancient knowledge, right? There's two dolphins here. It's about relationship, reciprocal relationships, okay? So again, you're going through this maybe chaotic situation that is transforming within your relationship, within your emotional body, right? But you're going to find that you're going to be very strong, very, determined, disciplined. You're going to be the teacher. You're going to carry a lot of wisdom as you help, as you learn to ride the wave and as you help others to ride the wave through, okay? Because you are, again, the teacher, all right? So we have the making waves. How fun. All right, look at the beautiful, like, rainbow. This is like the rainbow of ascension when you're doing maybe even astral traveling. The rainbow isn't, how do you say, it doesn't look like ours. It looks like a different pastel-y type of color, okay? Momentum is building. It's your time achievement, all right? So, you know, this emperor energy, creative force of energy, okay? The high priestess, the knowledge and the wisdom that you carry, all right? A lot of you guys may be getting intuitive hits on how to share that knowledge, how to share that wisdom. And again, there is going to be the Knight of Swords here, that there is momentum building here. There is forward movement, okay? But right now, it just may be a little bit of a stillness, all right? And we have the cosmic ocean, current dreams, future realities, and look at you guys, new beginnings, okay? So those new beginnings that we're talking about, right? Okay, making waves, you know, releasing relationships, right? Leaving things that no longer serve you, okay? And we always say that, you know, releasing things that no longer serve you, mind, ways, thinking, and it can't be people, okay, situations. But there's a new beginning that's coming in, right? And this could be an understanding of why things have happened with spirit. Pile one. Your angel message is, or your higher self message, I am free. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted and a vision of my new life has appeared. Now I am focused on my inner growth. I listen only to the voice of my heart and remain steadfast in the energy of love that I find there. I am now free of duality, fear, and judgment, and I move forward on my path to inner peace, right? So you're breaking free, okay, of the judgment, the fear, the disappointment, the things that have been taking place within those relationships, right? The things that have been really hitting your ego, the things that have been making you feel like you lack. And you are just moving into this beautiful, graceful period of your life where it's just grace, right? Acceptance, learning how to find the inner peace, learning how to find the calm within the storm, okay? You know, and releasing the and find the veil of my ego has lifted and vision of my new life has appeared, right? These situations and things have been holding you back, but you're taking control of that, right? You literally are coming in and taking control of that. Okay. All right, pile one, that is all I have for you. If you enjoyed your reading and you have not done so, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for future updates. I would love to provide one-on-one sessions if you so need it. All of my information is linked in the bio below. Trust the process and trust the journey, and I will see you all next time. Bye now. Welcome, Pile 2, to your channel reading, How the Phoenix is Rising Within You. What is being burned away and what is being reborn. So Pile 2, your energy is, I feel like a lot of you guys are going through a very, 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 this could be a dark time, okay? Or this could be a very emotional time right now. And if you have not, and you've chosen this pile, you may be getting ready to go through a very emotional time right now. You have been hiding, you have been very good at hiding your feelings and your emotions, keeping them tucked away. You may say, oh, it doesn't bother me, I'm okay. You may like really have brushed things off in the past. Oh, my heart hurts. Oh, my heart's being broken open right now. Oh, I feel like crying. Yeah. You have had, I feel for some of you guys, you may have had a relationship or are seeing your relationships, like the veil is being lifted within these particular relationships. You're being initiated by water, right? And the adaptive challenge is the Knight of Cups. Okay. It's a very emotional time for you. The initiation of water is about emotions, relationships. It literally is speaking on that primarily. When we look at the water element on the medicine wheel, it is dealing around your relationships with others, your relationship with self, your relationship with spirit. It is being transformed and initiated, right? So your belief systems around relationships, your belief systems on what they should look like, or what you have been giving or seeing, is really coming up right now. And it's breaking you wide open for you to cry, scream, shout, feel everything, whatever it is, like the betrayal, the lies, the cheating, the hurt, the pain, the grief, the loss, even if it's with parents. Like I said, this is relationships around people. It doesn't have to be a specific person. This is just relationships that are coming up on an emotional level to help you to clear out the low density that is residing with you, which can be people, feelings, belief systems, whatever that is, because what spirit is trying to give you is love, okay? But you are guided or have walked away. Some of you guys are looking back. Should I have left? Right? Is this really the right decision? Okay, yeah, it is. You're already on the other side of the gate. Keep going. All right. Some of you guys have walked away, okay, and are happy about it, feeling a little bit of that freedom, okay, that independence that's coming back, feeling a way to breathe. All right. And some of you guys are guided to walk away from these relationships, okay, these emotions or situations that are just not serving of you anymore. All right. Disappointments are not the end. Okay, this is your message, right? There's this energy of disappointments. There is hope even in the darkest of nights right now. So even in the darkest night, look at that beautiful light that's being illuminated for you. There's a spirit message. That spirit is you're getting clear, okay? 333 on the clock just now. You are getting clear, pile 2. So clear that you're a channeler, okay? You haven't been channeling. You haven't been hearing spirit. You've been a little murky. All right. You've had other people or things in your energy field that have made you a little murky. Okay. So this feels like Archangel Gabriel coming in as well to cleanse you, to purify you. There's a purification that's happening as well. So there's an emotional storm that could be happening or brewing within you or externally. Okay. And this again is waking you up to relationships, situations that are not serving of you. All right. And so disappointment is not the end at this time, you guys, at all. All right. You have the Strength card. The Strength card is here. It's about walking away. It's about being strong. Okay. Leo energy coming through. All right. Or fire sign. All right. But this is about strength and surrendering, knowing your inner strength, knowing that you can walk away from, again, partnerships, relationships that are not serving of you. Okay. Some of you guys are in situations and partnerships with family members that are very ice cold, cold, calculated, manipulative, narcissistic, uses the words as weapons. They could be older than you. Okay. Some can be younger than you. It doesn't really matter, but there could be an age difference of some kind. All right. You could have saw them as your mentor. This could be a boss. All right. This can be a friend. Right? Someone that you may have saw in a higher light. All right. Somebody that's very, it could be somebody that's a public speaker. It could be somebody that uses their voice a lot. It could be a lawyer, somebody that studies law, or it could be a teacher, somebody that's very intelligent, somebody that's into books. All right. Reading, higher levels of learning. Okay. But there's this iciness about them. All right. There's this immaturity about them that they use words as weapons. They're not very nice or very kind. All right. So I feel like some of you guys are within relationships with that. And I feel like a lot of you guys are getting very clear, okay, about which things need to end, who needs to end, what needs to end, right? And these are close connections. I don't feel like these are connections with that are, how do you say, that have not evolved. I feel like these are very evolved relationships that we're talking about here. So I don't feel like these are relationships that you may have with people that are a few months old or a few years and you guys don't really talk, right? I feel like this is like people that are in your inner circle, very close to you, closely connected. Again, this could be a partnership. It could be a spouse. It could be a brother or sister. It could be a parent. It could be a kid, or a grandparent, right? Whatever it is, this is someone within your inner circle, okay? And it's all about your inner strength. You're moving into that solar plexus energy being activated, okay? Some of you guys are really seeking knowledge and guidance from spirit, all right? And, again, I feel like spirit is really going to help direct you, all right? The tower energy, to me, is all about the shakeup, all right? This is completely restructuring your whole life, your whole internal compass, okay? Because it needs to be. The tower energy is here. Whatever foundation that is being destroyed, that God is coming in and sending that electricity down to fuck up your house, fuck up your relationship, just kind of mess things up, okay? It is for rebuilding, all right? The tower energy used to scare me all the time. It's like, oh my God, the tower's here. And it would be all these relationships that would change, but it meant I need to communicate better, or it meant that the relationship needed to go, or whatever it meant. There was always something why this tower energy came in. And I learned how to appreciate the tower. If I see the tower coming out, right? Okay. There's another restructuring. There's a foundation that I'm rebuilding, whether that's even within myself, how I love myself, how I honor myself, how I hold myself, right? Okay. A lot of us put these people on these pedestals or within these relationships. We put our feelings to the side, that we feel like they matter more, right? Okay, and then spirit comes in and is like, no, you matter. And I need to show that to you. I need to show you that you are important, that you deserve love. You deserve affections. You deserve to have the right relationships, okay? You deserve to have reciprocation of the love that you give, pile 2. Okay, you deserve to have familiar relationships that may not be by blood, but act like family. Right? You deserve to be showered, to be honored, to be seen. You know how many of us are not seen? And a lot of us, that's all we want, is to be seen, right? Oh, what a wonder would it be for someone to see you. And that's what spirit wants to move you from, right? Is not being seen for who you are and what you give, for what you help build, right? This is about like surrendering right now into the destruction of self, right? This is like Phoenix energy. What is being destroyed is what's rising within you is power, independence, right? Balanced emotions, seeing things and people for what it is. Self-love. Self-love. Your heart healed, right? Angel of love is here to shower you with love. So you're walking away from these relationships, or a relationship, right? Something that's important. But where spirit is directing you to is to love, okay? So you may be thinking you're losing love, but you're actually gaining real love, true love, reciprocal love, right? And when you just, here's the judge, right? So yeah, some of you guys may be in law, okay? You guys may be in a justice where you guys help bring justice, balance justice and compassion, managing, what does that say? The fair distribution of power. Yeah, there you go, okay? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you balance the scales. You may have Libra in your chart. You may have a water sign placement, fire placement, or a air placement. But you balance justice. Like I said, like you have this feeling of like, yeah. And what's happening is balancing is being restored, okay? There's a recalibration. Again, you may think you're losing love, but you're gaining love, whether this is self-love, real love, a love for a job, whatever it is that you think you're losing here, okay? Whatever you think you're losing, you're not. You're gaining, right? Some of you guys could be going from a lawyer to a judge, you know, or something to that effect. And you're guided to say yes, right? Now is the time to be open and receive. This is unexpected changes for you guys. 1111 on the clock, right? This is unexpected changes for you guys, right? So you guys may be moving from single to a relationship, okay? Some of you guys could be moving, you know, again, away from a relationship into another relationship, you know, whatever that is. But this energy that spirit is coming in, you're guided to accept it and say yes to it, right? Be open and to receive, okay? Because love is coming in, right? Look at that. You have the Emperor, right? Just an Emperor is disciplined, okay? And for some, this could be a masculine, you know, or a feminine that's kind of masculine. Who knows? So it doesn't matter, all right? But the Emperor is in its power, right? Okay. And so this energy that you're being reborn into, and I think Pile 1 got Emperor as well for this placement, interesting enough. Okay. I just thought about that, but because it was a different tarot deck that I was using. It was this deck that the Emperor was here, and it was on this side, was what Pile 1 was being reborn into. Okay, so that's just interesting. Maybe there's something in for Pile 1 if you are just showing up for Pile 2. You know, you carry all this wisdom. Like, you may be a shaman, okay? You may walk in between worlds. You may have this Native American. You may like drumming, all right? But there's this power about you. Like, you're remembering your power, okay? So this feels like you're taking disciplinary action. You're going to be saying yes. You're going to be allowing this rebuilding that's happening because, like, you move from, you know, kind of this empowerment energy, the strength, the King of Swords and the Lover's energy. And this is all about, like, the relationships that you need to move away from, right? It's going to take your inner strength to really move through these things, Pile 2, right? And so, you know, and again, these relationships that are just, you know, just not in alignment. And then here you have Temperance, right? This is balancing masculine and feminine energy, balancing restoration, right? Renewal, having patience, okay, with the journey and with the process, all right? But this is also about, again, you know, this balancing of scales here. The judging card. It's like the Temperance, right? Balancing justice, balancing scales, okay? Renewal, you know. Okay. This is all about renewal, okay? So again, these disappointing relationships, these disappointing encounters, that again, it's not the end. That's what Spirit wants to tell you, okay? It's not the end. There is a recalibration, a rebalancing, but it needed to happen. So those restoration time, this initiation by water, what is coming up, this chaotic energy that's within you, that's making you be emotional, that's making you see these relationships, making you see the relationship within yourself, within spirit. It is to bring you back into rebalancing, restoration, renewal, okay? Right? And then the Fool, this new beginning, brand new beginning. Trusting in spirit, right? And this new beginning for a lot of you guys, again, is with love, okay? Real love, reciprocal love, a relationship that is built. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like an ending to a relationship, all right? I feel like this is, I feel like for a lot of you guys, either you're coming in and you've just ended a relationship and you're newly single, or I feel like you are knowing a relationship is coming to an end, or this is going to be something that's going to surprise you and shock you, you know, this breakup. But I do feel like this ending is for you, you know, what is being burnt to ash is this relationship or relationships or the way of thinking or how you see relationships, whatever it is. Like, you may feel like you're not worthy of love. And now it's like, okay, you know, I have self-love, right? All of this energy of like my shadows, people, situations, or where I've been holding myself and what I need to give myself with this initiation by water energy, right? And all of this stuff is moving away. It is to bring in love, reciprocal love. And I do feel like for a lot of you guys, there is a balance of love. There is a balancing energy here where there's an imbalanced energy over here, all right? Especially with the walking away, okay? Walking away, you know, from the Lovers and, you know, the King of Swords. Like I said, I feel when I pick up on this card right here, just there's a coldness, there's an iciness, there's an icy exterior here within this energy, right? There's an unwillingness to budge. There's a stubbornness, you know, to do better. So just be patient with the process, Pile 2, okay? You know, the new journey is happening. All right, so we have wishing well. Your oracle guidance is the wishing well. What do you wish for? Okay. What do you want? Right? What treasures do you, I don't know, desire? Right? When you were little, remember the wishing well? How fun that was when you would throw the penny in, and think that your wishes would actually come true. Yeah, none of mine did, but it was still a nice thought. Okay, so this is all about magic, right? Do you believe in magic? Pile 2, right? And Spirit is asking for you to make a wish because it's about to be granted, or your wish is coming true. So be open, all right? Look at all those constellations in the openness. You may be a stargazer. You may be into astrology. You may be into the moon. All right. The moon may have a lot of meaning or significance to you, or the moon can really heighten your emotions because the moon does heighten emotions. All right. So just watch out for the moon energy. But this is also to remind you to be open, right? We have the say yes energy. We have the openness energy. And this is now is the time to be open and receive. And so here it is again, right? Spirit is reminding you guys that now is time to be open and to receive, all right? The full moon energy can also bring a lot of shadow emotions, again, things that are hidden or what was in the dark. But what is being highlighted is the illumination, all right? There's a lot of things that are being illuminated for you, again, to help kind of like help you to release and be guided to where you are meant to be in this new journey, okay? All right, so we have lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender, and forgive. Look at that, right? And so Spirit is here to remind you, lay it on the altar, right? Hand it over, soften, lay it at, God's feet. If you think of like God having a feet, I surrender, I give everything to you, right? All of my emotions, everything that's happening, I trust what is being destroyed, what is being removed, what is being shifted in my life is for my happiness, my love, right? Like I said earlier with the Tower energy, there's a restructuring that is meant to happen. There's a change that is meant to occur when the Tower comes in, and it is to shake things up. It is to rebuild, to restructure, literally, right? So this is all about your ascension energy. What is being rebuilt within you, the Phoenix energy that's rising within you, right, is a whole new beginning. All right, this full journey is to help you to be the teacher, help you to be in your energy, helping you to learn how to balance your masculine and feminine energy. This is also about renewal, having faith, having patience, right? And knowing that it is coming. All right, so this is just, it's a beautiful energy, okay? You are just guided to have patience because it is coming. And then we have the gateway. Oh my goodness, look at you guys. Open doors, opportunities, right timing. I mean, you can't get any clearer than Spirit literally reminding you, listen, you need to be open to the changes. You need to be open to the things because Spirit is saying, look at all these beautiful changes. And you definitely, somebody here definitely has Leo in their chart. Sun, moon, or rising here, okay? And if you do, this is definitely for you, really, because this is like, you keep coming through this Leo energy, right? With the strength energy, right? The lion energy coming through, okay? And so, open doors. There's opening doors, right? What was shut, what was, what you were not granted in that relationship, that situation, whatever it was, right? Because there was a door that you were meant to walk through, right? That you were meant to align with, okay? All right, pile 2. Yep. Okay. Step by step. Today I practice patience. I allow time to fulfill my goals. I understand the wisdom in letting go of control. I know that the true value of each situation lies in its creation rather than its end result. Therefore, I allow my life to unfold step by step, inhabiting each moment to the fullest, knowing that my soul is forever rising higher and higher to embrace the light, okay? So again, you are being purified, all right? Deeply purified by Spirit, by Source, all right? So this is like a shock wave to your system, okay? A recalibration to cleanse you so that you could be more into the light body, all right? So there's a lot of removal, a lot of transformation, and this is to align you with spirit because you are so deserving of love, pile 2. All right, that is all I have for you guys, pile 2. Hope you guys all enjoyed your reading. If you have not done so as of yet, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for further updates and notifications. I do provide one-on-one sessions, so if you'd like to book a private session with me, please make sure to hit the link in my bio. And I will see you guys all next time. Trust the process and trust the journey. Bye now. Welcome back, pile 3, to your channel reading. Rise like the phoenix you are. All right, let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Okay, so earth healing. And then right below it, you have angels. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the center of your reading. I've been doing things a little bit different, but with you, I was guided to come in because I feel that a lot of you guys have had hard times within relationships with people that have claimed to be something that they're not. A lot of mask. That's the feeling. A lot of mask with people. You know, even spiritual gurus, spiritual healers, spiritual people that you may have aligned with. And, you know, you'll find that a lot of them are fake, you know, or not authentic. It's very sad, but it is very true. And you may not have trusted your intuition in the past in dealing with these particular type of people or getting involved in these type of things, right? Or aligning with them because it's just a lesson for you, right? You are in earth school, right? You are an angel having a earth experience, right? And that's hard for you. It is very hard for you to be here and not understand why people are the way they are. Some people are just assholes, right? But you help those always in need, right? And usually you release attachments. We can all be like, oh, you know, but most of the time you're just kind of people's rescues. You'll just help people. I feel like a lot of you guys are either parents or have a lot of responsibility on your plate where you carry more responsibility, like your parent may work a lot and you take care of the kids, or you may be, you know, my age and taking care of your parent. You may be a caregiver taking care of your kids and can't work. There's something about you where I feel like you're very limited. I feel like you care. You're doing a lot of caring. There's something about you, either this is around work, this could be around just in general, where people just always call you, people always need you. You just, there's something about you where you have this very motherly or fatherly energy about you, very parental energy, where they may have said, stop momming me or stop daddying me, you know, that type of energy with your friends or your homies or whatever, right? And it just feels like you are the type that kind of is the solid anchor. You know, you're always there. They can come to you. You're dependable. That's what I mean. You're dependable. You're stable. You know, you provide structure and balance and strength and resolve. But a lot of people don't allow you the same space. Okay. A lot of people take up space, but they don't allow you the same space and grace. All right. There's this energy of transformation that's happening within you where it feels like you are pulling back your energy, because what I'm seeing right now is like I'm seeing my body moving back into this, I don't know how to explain, like, you know, in the movies where the person would be like in this black voided space, and then all of a sudden the screen would be like they're pulling them back and back and back and they're shrinking in. I'm probably not making any sense, but that's what I'm seeing with you, right? It's like you're being suctioned back in. You're being suctioned in. Right? So there could be sanctuary, hermit energy, pulling back your energy, isolating, healing, you know, really, you know, kind of like paying attention to what is happening, what you're feeling. That grounded energy, connecting with Divine Mother, okay, like very much Divine Mother energy coming, because all of a sudden it was like my roots were coming out and I felt her hands just literally like ground me in just now. So if you feel that, right, and it's not a pull. The pull to me usually means something else, but this was more of like her branches wrapped around my ankle and moved up to my thigh, and I felt the energy surge and just guide, you know, kind of just like ground me in. And that's the feeling that I have, is that that's what she's doing for you. She's anchoring you in, okay, maybe into your body, you know, into your, you know, your essence, whatever it is, but there's a grounding energy where Mother Earth is really coming out to anchor you, okay? So there may be a connection with you and Earth, all right now. But I feel like what is really releasing is the heaviness that you're feeling. This could be judgment of self, okay? This can even be judgment of other people, you know, like holding people at a higher standards, right? Like you're always coming through, but they don't, you know, kind of like releasing the expectation of that. I feel like good karma is getting ready to return to you. But I do feel like you're letting go of kind of the negative aspect of things and people or situations or feelings, okay? So I feel like, you know, this could even be for a lot of you guys, maybe like leaving a job, you know, I'm leaving a home. This is also for a lot of you guys, I feel like there's an imbalance within the home situation. So again, it comes back to responsibilities. You may be paying all the bills, okay? Like your partner may work, but they don't contribute. Like that's fucked up. I'm not gonna even go into that, right? You know, there's gonna be some contribution, right? We live in a world today where that just is not possible. But if y'all ask work, you gotta contribute, right? You know, your money could be your money, my money could be my money, but there's gotta be some contribution. Woo-wee. And maybe that's what it is. I'm stuttering over that word of contribution. You don't have enough contribution in your life, all right? And maybe that is something that you're looking for. But it does feel like you're doing more contributing. You're doing more of the energetic work. You're doing more of the physical, right? It feels like you're doing more of the giving aspect of that. And I feel like where spirit is like trying to pull you back into this energy of like, nope, I need you to pull you away. I need to kind of isolate you. So it doesn't feel like you may be letting relationships go initially, but it feels like you may just be more isolating yourself, being more, how do you say, careful about how much energy you're giving, okay? This is funny because I think each one of you guys got the strength card. So if you're here from pile 1 and 2, hello. Thank you for watching all of my videos. And because I say that sometimes because there's usually a repetitive cards that will come out. I'm like, you know, and I use different cards from different decks. So, okay, because the Angel of Strength was in a tarot, right? But this Angel of Strength, the other one was more of a surrendering. This is more empowerment, okay? This is more of like standing your ground, all right? Kind of roaring like the lion, right? Knowing that you're protected. The lion is like protecting you, guarding you, like your spirit animal here, okay? The sun is behind you, right? So it's like that sun energy. There's an activation that's happening with your solar plexus that's a little bit different than the other two piles, because this feels more like you are guarded, okay? You are protected. You are a protector. There definitely is this energy about you being a protector, right? But this Angel of Strength is like standing in your power, okay? Not taking any more crap from anybody, all right? Not giving anymore. This feels like more of like, I don't want to say cold, but it feels like finally the fire in you has been activated, right? You could be a parent and you may be doing all the work and you're delegating now, right? You're like, nope, you're gonna be doing dishes. There's chores in this house, you know, you could be delegating. You could stop taking the bull crap from your partner, right? Like not happening anymore. There's something about you that's empowered, all right? That has risen, like the lotus flower, you know, and on this card, it's like the lotus, like the petals are just, there's a few more petals here, right, that have not fully emerged or opened, but it's like you're at that precipice, okay, of the lotus finally opening. So you're at the end of your bullcrap. You're kind of at the end of your transformation. You're at the end of this energy, right, aligning with the angelic being within you. And, you know, we may think that angels are warriors, okay? Yeah, they're loving beings and everything, but they're also warriors. Let go. Let it go. Let go of all that no longer serves you, pile 3, all right? Look at that, surrendering, okay? And each pile, again, there's a theme of letting go, of empowering yourself, of aligning, right? But there's this energy of letting go. This could be seasonal for a lot of you guys, all right? There could be changes that are happening in your life, but this is like literally when we say that, you know, let go of things that no longer serves you, pile 3, this is a clear message for you to let go of what no longer serves you. People, situations, whatever it is, okay? You know, putting yourself last on the list, not making yourself a priority because you have so many responsibilities, right? Creating a soul date, you know, you know, asking your partner to contribute more, right? Setting boundaries, setting the stage, okay? But you've had imbalances. This is a very imbalanced energy, all right? So you're out of balance, you're out of sort, okay? You got three things, you got three ships out here. You're juggling two things, right? You're trying to feel the warmth of the sun. You're trying to look up at the stars. You're trying to see the rainbows, okay? You're trying to balance yourself on one leg in some water, around some sand or a mountain. You got some boats out here that are shipped out, okay? So you got a lot of things going on, pile 3, all right? And again, you can be dealing with a lot of immature people, okay? Immaturity, all right? You want to go on a journey. Some of you guys want to get on a vacation. Some of you guys want to check out and go away, all right? But can't, all right? And there's arguments that are here, all right? There's an inner struggle as well, but there's argumentative trauma, okay? Some of you guys could be dealing with some karmic situations, right? Like actual karmic situations that are coming up, parental relationship, whatever that looks like, okay? And it's like throwing you out of balance, all right? And it's like this energy of this journey that you want to go on, right? Like you want to get away from this. You want to move away from this transition, literally. Like I want to get away, right? I want to leave whatever this indecisiveness energy is, okay? This could be like indecisive energy here, right? Because you got the 2 of Swords here pointing in 2 different directions. You got the 2 of Swords at the crisscross, then you got the Ace of Swords here in your hand, right? And you're not even fighting. In the 5 of Swords, usually a fight, right? But there's a surrendering energy. Like you've laid down these 2 swords, okay? You're indecisive about which sword to lay down now. And you have these 2 people here, okay? So there's a surrendering energy that's happening, all right? For some of you guys, okay? There's an imbalance. There's like a last bit. Again, there's like this last bit of this lotus that's finally opening for you guys. This transformation. The lotus is all about transformation, right? It's a phoenix energy in a sense. The lotus is about the darkness, the shadows, dark night of the soul, right? Going through a lot of the shadowy aspect, okay? The things that we don't like, and then blooming, you know, out of the mud, you know, like the lotus, right? Blooming, the bloom, the 1,000 lotus petal, the crown chakra, right? Okay, the alignment with spirit. And so the 5 of Swords here, to me, is this energy of this last bit of indecisiveness, but you got the Ace of Swords here. So you are getting ready to make your decision. You are getting ready to make your move. And I want to say that it's with love, right? You're not trying to start arguments. You're not trying to have drama. You're not trying to have none of this stuff that you've been going through, the things that have been out of balance. You can even be delegating again around work, telling your, if you are a boss, right? You're a boss. You could be telling your coworkers what they need to do now. Like, okay, I can't do all this for you, right? You could be a parent. Like I said, there's something about you learning to delegate, learning to take things off of your plate, right? Learning to make yourself the priority, okay? Really nurturing yourself, loving on yourself. All right. And so it's like this angelic side of you is still very much there. Like you're integrating that as who you are. Okay. This loving, beautiful, high heart, angelic energy that is always giving, but it's going to be a lot more grounded moving forward. It's going to be a lot more intentional in the sense of where you will learn to say no. You will learn to, you know, not be so available. You will learn how not to be so giving. You'll stop paying for your friends' dinner or their drinks, right? You'll start gifting your chick or your dude gifts. They don't buy you none, right? You know, you'll start giving your family member money who don't ever pay you back, right? You'll stop taking care of mom and dad all the time when you got like 10 other siblings that could do the job. You know, there's something about you where you will be delegating, okay? There's this beautiful grounded energy that's happening within you, all right? So there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope, all right? So yes, right now things could be a little bit daunting, you know, in this energy of like this imbalance, this energy of moving through that. But look at this, you know. It's like stars are getting ready to align for you, okay? You know, this grounded energy, right? Trusting in spirit, this crystal quartz, like the confidence that you have within yourself, right? This beautiful grounded energy, okay? Stable, all right? The Knight of Pentacles is very stable energy, okay? You know, so you could have a earth sign placement, because we do have Mother Earth at the center of your reading, not necessary, okay? We could have Scorpio, Sagittarius, you know, fire and earth signs very heavily in this reading, okay? You know, and so you have this beautiful energy of rest and rejuvenation and journey. Okay, yeah. So a lot of you guys want to travel, okay, want to get away. And I do feel like for some, you are going to get away. There's a journey here. Some of you guys may be shifting and leaving a job, all right? Leaving relationships, but there's a new journey here, okay? And, you know, this energy here, right, that you may be sort of struggling with, this indecision, could be where you want to go, okay? You know, you have different directions. Where do you want to go? You know, your bags are packed, okay? And Spirit is illuminating the way for you. There's illumination that's here, right? To help illuminate the journey, to help illuminate the way so you're not alone. You can find your way. But a lot of you guys also have rest and rejuvenation. This is meditation. This is connecting with Spirit for some, all right? Getting reconnected with Spirit if you haven't been connecting, okay? This is about letting go, surrendering. Again, remember I was saying pulling your energy back, you know, and for some, this may be different. You may be someone who's very much out there who have a lot of people around you, right? And this may be where I'm pulling my energy back. I'm resting. I'm listening to my body. I'm meditating. I'm connecting, right? I'm aligning with myself, okay? You know, this may be a new journey for you. Some of you guys may be taking yoga. Some of you guys may be going to meditations, you know, going on a spiritual journey, right? Going on a spiritual retreat for some, okay? And this could be like a new journey for you. Some of you guys may be falling back from the responsibilities and, again, taking a break, right? And again, allowing yourself to do whatever you want to do at this particular time. This really feels like the transformation that's happening within you is moving away from kind of over giving or compensating or giving, you know, like just resources, help, just being a good nature because you're an angel, right? Like you're a reincarnated angel. So you just can't help but love and give. But it's like, you know, Earth Mother, you know, Mother Earth is saying, hey, sweetie, I need you to get grounded. Okay. I need you to see your beauty, your growth, your abundance, right? I need you to pay attention to what you're wanting to birth. You know, and I give this example. I'm going to give it to you really quick before I can start to close out your reading and get to the other part of your transformation process. But this came up and this could be important. And I always say, and you guys, some of you guys may have heard this before, so sorry, because I do probably use this example a lot. I do this with my students, and it's because it was just a really good friggin' story, right? And I don't know who I heard it from or where I heard it, and I'm not going to say it the right way, but this is pretty much the gist of it, right? Okay, so this is what I feel like she's saying to you, okay? Because some of you guys could be having a baby, okay? Again, juggling motherhood, juggling parental, okay? Tired, right? Look at you, you're tired. Right? You need to get grounded. You need rest. You need rest. Some of you guys could be a new mom, like I said, juggling a lot right now, right? Okay, just a lot on your mind, a lot on you've had to keep it together. For some of you guys, you've had to grow up really, really early in life. Again, there's a responsibility that I feel that is placed on you that's more than others, okay? Like you could have a sick child, okay? You could be sick. Again, there's a caretaker energy. And the funny thing is, I didn't even notice the baby here until I picked her up to look at her in the camera. So that's the crazy part about that, right? Caregiving. And look how young she is. She looks like she's not even old enough to have a baby. So again, there's this sibling here. There's this energy of taking care of somebody, right? There's this energy of like just the responsibility. I don't feel like it's just yours, okay? All right, so, all right. Is what I feel. Let me go back to the story. I'm sorry. All right. So here you are. Okay. You're outdoors and you're building your home. All right. And you have all these awesome bricks. Okay. And you're building your home and you're doing your bricks. You know, you're putting your bricks together, putting the slab and all this stuff for the cement and everything. And somebody passes by like, hey, so-and-so, you know, hey, pile 3. What are you doing? You're like, I'm building a home. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. You're building a home. Yeah, you're building a home with bricks. Oh, yeah, here's a brick. So you can weigh your brick because you're thinking, I got 10,000 bricks. No problem, right? Okay. So then so-and-so passes by. Let's say pile 1 passes by. Pile 1 like, hey, pile 3, how you doing? I'm good, pile 1. How you doing? Okay, good. What are you doing? I'm building my home. Oh, that's so cool. And then you give pile 1 your brick. Okay. And then you just keep doing that. You keep giving away your bricks. You keep giving away your resources. And before you know it, you look up and the neighborhood that you didn't even know was created around you was created because everybody that you gave a brick to built their own home. You gave away one of your bricks and they completed their house. And you're the only one in the neighborhood that does not have their house complete because you were too busy giving away all of your bricks. So make sure your home is built. Make sure your structure is strong before you start giving away all of your bricks. All right. So what is returning to you? Balance. All right. So although over here, it's like, you know, the balancing act. Okay. The balancing act is returning. You do have 1111 in your reading. So this is very angelic energy. I wanted to just say to you guys, okay? So 1111s is very significant for you guys, my reincarnated angels, having a very hard human experience right now, all right? Things may be out of balance in your life, okay? But again, this journey that you're on is bringing in harmony. It is to learn how to rebalance your life, to find the balance in your life, right? By either delegating, taking responsibilities off, taking a vacation, taking a nap, whatever it is that you need, pile 3. There's something about this energy where it's moving you from a place of maybe disempowerment, okay? Again, giving away your resources, giving away all of your bricks, okay? Wanting to be that loving person, always wanting to help people, always wanting to give people a heads up or a leg up, but that's not the same, all right? And Spirit is directing you guys to recalibrate and rebalance everything that is happening right now, all right? And I love this energy because this new energy that you're going to is the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, all right? So, new jobs, bosses will be much more in alignment, okay? If you are a boss, you are definitely delegating. You're standing in your kingdom or you're standing in your place of authority, all right? You are honoring yourself. You're using your intuition. You're pouring into yourself. You are balanced and nurturing. You know your worth. You're not giving away any excessive energies. You know when to say no. You are still nurturing. You're still very loving. Okay. You're still moving from a place of love, but you're so grounded. This is also about abundance. So more money coming in, more stability coming in. Okay. Being really grounded to Mother Gaia. All right. And really connecting with the water element here. Okay. So very much connecting to your Ace of Cups, your big Ace of Cups, right? 13 and 13, again, Divine Mother energy coming through. Divine Mother is 13 and 13. Then we do have the King of Wands, all right? The King of Wands is boss energy, big boss energy, and it is the Phoenix energy, all right? So to me, this is actually moving you into the Phoenix energy. So we have water sign, earth sign, and fire sign here, okay? And so this is a very beautiful, balanced energy, a boss, all right? So the Phoenix energy that's rising with you, this Ascension energy is putting you in a form of leadership, you know, but it's a very balanced leadership, more stability, more abundance. So a lot of you guys could this be a promotion, okay? This is a leveling up in some way. For some of you guys, this could be finally reciprocation within your relationship, like your partner, if you have a spouse, okay, she's finally helping you pay the bills, right? Finally helping you pay some bills or whatever, right? You know, and the love, and you're feeling more loved. Okay, so this is beautiful energy. There is a balance that is definitely being returned, pile 3, right? As you continue to connect more with Mother Gaia, and as you continue to let go of what no longer serves you, it is bringing in some beautiful, abundant energy, especially if you look at this energy right here, right? This is what you're representing. This is what you're moving into, what you're aligning with, okay? Queen of Cups, right? Look at all those, you know, pictures here, right? It's like very galactic. There's something like very angelic about you. Okay, the astrology, right? With the Pentacles energy. It's like the sun is just really shining on you, and then the King of Wands, right? Just really standing, just really empowered energy. Even the adaptive crystals, not there as a queen, again, because you're moving from the knight to the queen to the king, you know? So the adaptive crystals, even adept, very confident, okay? Very, very confident in themselves, all right? So, pile 3. So, you know, just know that you're letting things go. All right. There's a lot of karmic situations or karma that's coming up that's letting you go, but it is to help you align, all right, with yourself and being more balanced and grounded and honoring more of self. Okay. So we have, all right. So you have peace. All right. So you were guided to find the peace in the situation. I love this because peace, this is what you bring. You bring peace to others, right? You're a very peaceful and loving person. You bring peace. But Spirit is, you know, the angelic part of you is calling out for peace in your life. To move away from chaos. You know, you may bring that, but you certainly are asking for it, right? And so I think this is a reminder that you are going to have peace. You have so much earth energy here, pile 3. Like a lot of earthly energy, a lot of grounding energy. Again, you may be earth sign, sun, moon, and rising heavily, okay? But you have a lot of beauty, a lot of giving, right? You're just solid as a person, you know? And it's like you're looking for your own peace. And I feel like peace is going to be met with maybe in some solitude, maybe at a retreat, maybe at another job, right? But it is about releasing what no longer serves you. And peace is there, right? Okay, so you're not for everyone. All right, so just accept that. I know I do. All right, see, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, baby. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Okay, so embrace your weirdness, pile 3. All right, you know, embrace you. Okay, you're not for everyone, and that's because you're not from here. You're an angel. All right, so you are going to be weird to people that are evil and mean and vindictive and all that stuff. All right, you just are. Like, it just sucks. And I think I told you specifically, I don't even talk to the other pals like that, but I think I told you specifically that there's just people that here that just suck. You know, you're like in earth school, you know, you're like a student, but you're highly evolved. You got the love. Sidereal energy, codependency, and boundaries. Look at that. All right, so that's what you're clearing. That's what you're moving away from, is codependency and creating more boundaries, right? Learning to say no. Like I said, that's what's happening, right? So you got the love, okay? You're releasing codependencies with people, right? And then double mission. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I keep saying you're galactic, right? So you're an earth angel. You are a reincarnated earth angel, a reincarnated light worker, a starseed. All right, so you have a double mission, okay? Which is why, you know, you got all this stuff happening with the people, right? As a reincarnated angel, you're always giving and giving and giving, okay? Always giving and giving and giving. And your last message is pile 3's progress. Each day, as I recognize the divine within me, I progress further along the path of my spirit. Today, I respect my needs, observe what happens within, and do my best to maintain a positive attitude. I have faith in my inner strengths and capabilities. I grow and improve every day. Today, God's opinion of me is the only opinion that matters. Wow. And I'm going to end your reading with that, right? Because that truly is the only opinion that matters. Okay? And so you may not be for everyone, right? But you definitely are releasing the codependencies. You definitely are creating more boundaries. You definitely are honoring more of yourself, pulling your energy back, reserving that. Not everyone will have access to you, okay? And you're listening to the call of God. You're listening to the divine, all right, and trusting in that. God's opinion of me is the only opinion that matters. Know that, okay? And I can tell you that God's opinion of you is very, very much of love, because you're coming in as a reincarnated angel or starseed. So God's opinion is great. All right, pile 3, that is all I have for you. If you have liked this reading and you have not done so, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for further notifications. I do offer one-on-one sessions. Please hit the link in the bio. And I will see you guys all next time. Trust the process and trust the journey. Bye now.